Hey you guys, welcome to another video. And one or two people had asked or mentioned that they wanted to see my like doll kit. Just basically my go-tos whenever I get like a new doll or whatever. Like over the last year I've kind of been putting this together. Just things I know I've used over and over and over again. I'll kind of just stick it all in one spot whenever I get a new doll. So for starters, obviously this is a small box, so I don't really have the room for a giant glue gun. Though if you do have like small glue guns, and I just realized, okay, for a sec I thought this was glued shut. Okay. If you have a smaller glue gun or whatever, you could probably do that in something smaller like this. Otherwise I would get probably just a slightly bigger tub or something. And if you're wondering what I use a glue gun with dolls for, it's for sueding. And if you don't know what that is to help them move a little bit better. It helps them keep their poses. It gives them a little more friction in their joints. So definitely a must-have when it comes to dolly items, or dolly, what is it called? Like dolly, like when you keep up with something and the cord is getting on my nerves. So much cord. And I found this one, I got this one at Hobby Lobby, and it was kind of on the expensive side, but I had a coupon. So I think I only got it for like $15 or something like that. It was like a 40% coupon. And I've had it for, I want to say 3 years, 2 years, roughly that. And then the other thing that you can put in here that I recommend is an X-Acto knife. Another one fell on the floor. X-Acto knives, they're very, very useful, and they could definitely help you with dolly stuff. The only reason I don't keep these inside this is because I use them all the time. So I actually just got this one from a friend, and I love it. It's awesome. So if I was to get another one, I'd probably keep it in this box and use it only for dolly stuff. But since I'm a crafter and I do a bunch of different stuff, I just keep them out. Now for the actual box. Now this is just a pencil box that I got a long time ago. I just stopped using it for whatever I was using it for, and I was like, oh, I could put this stuff in here. So that's why it has like paint and stuff on it. So okay, well, first thing is I noticed very early in me doing like restringing and stuff that having things separated is a good idea. So right now obviously I'm using the left bag to store some things because I'm out of baggies, but I think it's a good idea to have left and right bags, especially when you're restringing, because if you're not all doing it in like one sitting or something, it's good to have them all in one spot in one baggie so they don't, no losing pieces, and they're both separated, so there's no mixing of the pieces or anything like that. Now what I have in this bag is wire, and you can see little, you can see rings. These are keychain rings. They have an open piece right here. I just got these on eBay a very long time ago, and I found out that they are really good for like holding S-hooks when you take hands or feet off. Or even, I actually have one in my Hujo, like an MSD doll. This is his S-hook because his S-hook was that tiny for an MSD doll. So I used what I had, and that was this key ring. I do need to change his S-hook because I actually got S-hooks recently. But this is the wire I use to wire my dolls, and I also, you can see pieces in here that have been used, and that is because I also use wire to help me pull string through the channels and stuff like that. So I recommend having wire and probably other pieces that you could probably resource somewhere to hold S-hooks if you need to. And they're also really good for, like, if you're terrified you're gonna get an S-hook in your finger. These are really good because you kind of get a grip on them. Here, I can kind of show you. Right here. So you can just have the S-hook on there and you can pull it. These did actually have more of a chain to it, and that's what I used to use, but these are really cheap and not that good, so the chain broke, obviously. But anything you can get that's like this should work perfectly fine. So that's that bag. I also store things like my eyes for my dolls in here, a brush for my wigs because my wigs are fur wigs, and toothbrushes are really good for brushing those out. I also keep a sponge in here, so if I need to I can clean my doll. Tape that I just recently decided to stick in here just because I figured it might be a really useful tool if I ever needed, you know, tape or anything, because they are sometimes good for, because you can see right here I have a ribbon at the bottom, which is another thing I use to help string my dolls. I also have elastic in here, so tape is sometimes good for taping up the ends of ribbon, so it's a little bit easier to push through the holes. And then you can always use tape for a billion different things. So, now on the subject of, I have a lot of dolls that are, like my resin dolls, basically I don't really need extra elastic. This is elastic I have saved for my Hujo baby and my 3D printed dolls. That's mainly what this elastic is for. But if I ever got another new small doll, this elastic is perfect for it. If I could show you the size, that would be great. Here we go. That's the size I have, and that's what I use for my Hujo Rabby. That's like the baby size. And I also use this for my 3D printed dolls. And then, really, again, if you don't have rings to hold your elastics or to hold your S-hooks, chopsticks are really, really good for that because they're not like a hardwood. They are a soft wood, so it's not like they're going to be so rigid it's going to mess up your resin or anything like that. Now, if your dolls are really tight, there's a possibility they could snap the chopsticks. I've heard that happen to a few people. In my experience, it's never happened, just because I don't have my dolls that tight, but, yeah. And then, I do want to get another one, but a crochet hook is the most used thing I have ever used out of this entire kit. I use it to suede. I use it to pull S-hooks. I use it to pull strings through the channels. I use it to sometimes help with pushing eye putty around, you know, eyes. And to be honest, that's probably another thing you could have in here, eye putty. You could probably also add tweezers, eyelashes. I mean, you can, you know, add on to your kit more than what I just have on here. This is just kind of like my instant go-to stuff, and I do want to add more to it. I just obviously don't have some of that stuff right now. And then, in case you didn't know, balloons could be really good for head caps, kind of. In my experience, the dolls I have, their heads are either too weirdly shaped or too small for the balloon I have. I had more, but I tossed them a long time ago. I saved one just in case I might need it. But balloons are sometimes really good. Help add friction so the wigs don't just come off as easily. which my mom's Hujo baby actually has one, and it works really well, so there's that. And then also a pair of Hemostats. I can't English at all. I have two of these. I'm just going to put one in here. If I need the other, I'll go grab it, because I do use these for more than just stringing dolls. I've used these also to reroute dolls, so they're pretty useful things, but very good for one stringing, because you can always clip the elastic and hold it there. Probably a good substitute than these things. You can find these pretty cheap in a couple different places. So yeah, but for the most part, that is my doll kit. Again, you can put whatever you really need in here. Like, I do kind of want to get some tweezers to put in here. I need to put, there's another thing in here. Oh, eye putty. Eye putty is something I need to get. I'm actually out right now. And it sucks really bad because I use eye putty for a lot of different things. So, to not have any really sucks right now. But, yeah, I hope this was helpful to you. Again, just kind of make it custom to you. It doesn't have to be like this if you're going to do this kind of thing for yourself. Just use, just keep stuff in a thing that, like, I mean, you can even put stuff in a baggie that is stuff you use all the time. I mean, you don't even have to have a box or whatever. I'm just crazy organized and need to have everything neatly in a box. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. And yeah, I think that's it. And sorry for the camera shaking. I really have nowhere else to film, so I'm on my bed again. I really need to clean the upstairs. But yeah, anyway, I will see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later again. I don't know. I'm tired. Bye, you guys.